underworld. So this one of the songs that's when I hear, I'm really, you know what I mean, fired up and ready to go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, final question, young man. Go ahead.
For Corey and Amanda. What's like a former fighter that's like retired or from a different era that you would have loved to have fought that in your weight division?
I was a giant Faber fan and a Cruz fan at the time when I was coming up, so I would have loved to fight them too.
I don't know if she retired or not, but like I feel like Kat Zingano would be like a good fight. You know what I mean? For me to really prove a point. You know. So, but like I don't know.
Thank you. And John Anik, as a fellow underneath that sweatshirt.
Hey, New Jersey, my man, especially inside the building. You guys were amazing yesterday, amazing today. One final hand, the greatest of all time, Amanda Nunes, and the bantamweight contender, Corey Sandhagen. Weigh in.
DJ, come here.
Machine Dvalishvili makes the second defense of his title, and it comes in a rematch with the division's former king, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Plus, in the co-main event, title stakes as well, as the Venezuelan vixen Juliana Pena begins her second reign as champion against the vaunted two-time Olympic judo champion, Kayla Harrison. And we've also got a featured bout of the middleweight division, the rebooking between Kelvin Gastelum and Joe Piper. We would like to thank our UFC sponsor, Prime Hydration, the official sports drink of UFC. And on behalf of UFC and On Location, we send a special welcome to our UFC VIP experience guests joining us today here in Newark, New Jersey. We hope to see all of you once again for the live action at The Rock tomorrow night. And now to MC the ceremonial weigh-in for UFC 316. Here is Joe Rogan.
What's happening, Newark? Welcome to the weigh-ins. Having a nice round of applause for Chrissy and Red. Hunter Campbell's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Shelby, matchmaker extraordinaire. We got a fantastic card for you, folks. We're kicking things off in the lightweight division. Markel Medeiros versus Mark Troitsky. First up on the scale, Mark Troitsky, official weight 155. And his opponent, Markel Medeiros. Official weight 155. First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, Markel Medeiros and Mark Troitsky. The next fight is also in the lightweight division. Quillen Salkillen versus Yanal Ashbush. First up on the scale, Yanal Ashbush, official weight 155. And his opponent, Quillen Salkillen. Official weight 156. Yanal Ashbush and Quillen Salkillen. The next fight takes place in the featherweight division. Jacob Saraki versus Jun Sang-Yu. First up on the scale, Jun Sang-Yu, official weight 145. And his opponent, Jacob Saraki. Official weight 145. Jacob Saraki and Jun Sang-Yu. The next fight is the featured bout in the women's flyweight division. Ariana Da Silva Official weight 132. She has missed weight. Wong Tong and Ariana Da Silva, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the ESPN prelims. We kick things off in the welterweight division. Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. First up on the scale, Andreas Gustafsson, official weight 170. And his opponent, Chaos Williams. Official weight 170. Andreas Gustafsson and Chaos Williams, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the heavyweight division. Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. First up on the scale, Waldo Cortez Acosta, official weight 265. And his opponent, Sergey Spivak. Official weight 251. Sergey Spivak and Waldo Cortez Acosta, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the light heavyweight division. Amzan Mirzakhanov versus Brendan Hibero. First up on the scale, Brendan Hibero, official weight 205. And his opponent, Azamat Mirzakhanov. Official weight 205. Azamat Mirzakhanov and Brendan Hibero, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the feature bout of the prelims in the flyweight division. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. First up on the scale, Joshua Van, official weight 125. his opponent, Bruno Silva. Official weight 125. Joshua Van and Bruno Silva, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the main card. Live on pay-per-view, we kick things off in the welterweight division. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. First up on the scale, the Trailblazer, 170. And his opponent, Vicente Luque. Official weight 170 for the Silent Assassin. Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the bantamweight division. Mario Bautista versus Haji Mix. First up on the scale, Haji Mix, official weight 135. And his opponent, Mario Bautista. Official weight 135. Haji Mix and Mario Bautista, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the middleweight division. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Piper. First up on the scale, Joe Piper, official weight 185. And his opponent, Kelvin Gastelum. Official weight 185. Joe Piper and Kelvin Gastelum, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's take a closer look at the two women involved in the co-main event of the evening.
I am that perfect style of fighter to be able to stand my ground and slug it out.
This woman is relentless, nasty, mean, and truly believes that she is the bantamweight queen.
Victory, and I just knew that I had gets to steal all the shine.
Total domination on the ground from Pena.
I think I'm going to go out there. I'm going to instill my will. I'm going to break her down. Yeah, get the shit out of her.
When those muscled up arms get all cramped out, I'm going to be right here breathing on her neck, right in her face.
The queen is home, and she's coming for that ball.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for all the marbles for the women's bantamweight title. Introducing the challenger, two-time Olympic gold medalist, Taylor weight, 135 for the challenger. And her opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed women's bantamweight champion of the world, Juliana Pena. Official weight, 135 for the champion. All right, I'm here with the challenger, Kayla Harrison. Kayla, huge opportunity for you tomorrow, an amazing fight. Give us your thoughts on your opponent, Juliana Pena, and what this all means to you.
Yeah, Juliana is great, but tomorrow she's dead. This is for God, for my country, for my family, and for me.
Good luck to you, ma'am. We'll see you tomorrow night. Kayla Harrison, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with the champ, two-time champ, ladies and gentlemen. Juliana, this is a huge challenge for you, but I know you love a challenge. Give us your thoughts on what it means to fight Kayla Harrison and to defend your belt once again.
Listen, I'm a dangerous fighter. Last time you guys counted me out, you all took it up the you-know-what. At the end of the day, I have 3 paths of victory: off of my back, off the cage, and on my feet. And you guys are all going to find out what happens tomorrow night. Can't wait.
Juliana Pena, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good luck to you. Good luck, sir. All right, and now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a closer look at the 2 men involved in the main event of the evening.
Oh, my goodness. Rob is beating him up, man. God damn. We have just seen him do this to so many people.
He's just so smothering. Sean's got to do something to get his respect.
It sucks. Losing sucks. And people hate to hear the excuses, but, you know, I went in there pretty compromised. 10 weeks before the fight, I tore my labrum. You know, I still went in there truly believing I could beat Merab. You know, I snapped his head back with a couple left hands.
Oh, nice advance to the left hand, and now a knee.
Landed a lot of body shots.
Oh, he hurt him. He did it again. I think he hurt him again.
I believe I don't end up on my back for as long as I did, and purely going off of damage, I win that fight.
Outrageous building. Everyone who watched this fight, everybody knows that I win the fight and dominate this guy. But I'm giving him chance again because he was complaining like he was injured, and I gotta make sure I will make him humble again.
This guy's Merab Dvalishvili. He's a machine. He literally is. The pace of Merab is something to behold. He just melts you with pressure. His freestyle wrestling is absolutely elite.
Oh! Merab Dvalishvili has broken George St. Pierre's record for the most takedowns in UFC history.
He's just a different animal.
He's a nightmare for just about everybody in his weight class.
You know, I learned a lot from that fight. I had surgery. I quit smoking weed. Done with social media. I want to dedicate everything I have to the sport, you know, and go out there and beat Merab.